Hola, ¿cómo están? Today we're going to be talking about the verb ir, which means to go. It looks a little different than some of the other verbs we've learned because ir, you notice, has been an ending in some of the verbs we use. But now the whole verb itself is just 2 letters long. Ir means to go. So if you want to have to say that you're going to go somewhere to a destination, we're just going to conjugate it. And remember, I use the 4 boxes because that makes it, let's go to the side. I use the 4 boxes, I can do it, so that you can distinguish between usted, él, and ella. But other than that, it should be similar to what you see in your book. Voy, vas, va, va. Vamos, vais, van, van. And you can repeat that a few times, pause it, say it to yourself, get it memorized. That second one always an S. Third one always take off the S, okay? Voy, vas, va, va. Vamos, vais, van, van. All right? Once you get those down and recognize that we always write our verbs in the same order, we've got yo, tú, usted, él, ella. Nosotros, vosotros, ustedes, ellos, ellas. We can move on and just use it to talk about where you're going. When you want to talk about a location, like I'm going to the store, follow it by a. So voy a la biblioteca. I'm going to the library. Voy al cine. I'm going to the movies. Interesting thing that we might have talked about in class, but maybe not yet, is when you have a right next to el, you're going to squish those together so it's al. And I should have written an example like that for you on this paper. But voy al cine, A-L. Just squish your a and your l together to make al. It's kind of like a contraction, like don't from do not. Only in Spanish, it's not optional. You have to do it. Every time a is next to l, squish them together, al. Voy al cine, okay? In this case, it was feminine, so I didn't need to squish anything together. Voy a la biblioteca, all right? Now, you can also use ir to talk about the future. It's called the simple future. And like we do in English, I'm going to go to the store. I'm going to eat lunch later. So if it's something that you're going to do, you still follow it with an a. Okay, I think I've got it right here. Followed by a, but then a verb. So we say ir plus a plus an infinitive form of a verb. That second verb is always in the infinitive form of a same phrase. Okay. If you look at the example, voy a escribir una carta. I'm going to write a letter. Okay. That second verb stays in the infinitive. Voy a ir de pesca. I'm going to go fishing. Voy a escribir. Oh, we already used escribir. Voy a estudiar. I'm going to study. So just make sure you use a form of ir plus a plus a verb. You won't have to worry about squishing a and l together because you won't have an l in front of a verb. Okay? So that's the verb ir, to go. It's irregular in a lot of forms, so you just have to memorize it. Present tense is no exception. So memorize. Voy, vas, va, va. Vamos, vais, van, van. Hasta luego. Nos vemos.